Buenos días, guests. Let's going to correct yesterday's work so we are ready to move on. So yesterday we were basically looking at decimal numbers with 1 and 2 decimal places, and we were turning them into fractions, yeah? So we were seeing the equivalent fractions, so the fraction we had the same amount. So I have 0.12, and then we saw that basically it's really easy if I just read that number as we will at the school. 0.12 what? I have here my tens, and my next value is my, absolutely right, my hundreds. So I have 0.12 hundredths. That means that I have then 12 hundredths. Okay? Next one, 0.23 what? Hundredths. So I have 23 hundredths. Really simple. Next one, 0.02 hundredths. I have 0 tenths, 2 hundredths. So I get 2 hundredths. Okay? And my next one, 0.7 hundredths. So I have 7 hundredths. Really simple. And my next one, 0.7. Now, what's happened with this one? Why is this different to the other ones? Because it has only one decimal place. So if I read this, I will read it as 0. What is my first decimal place? Tenths. 0.7 tenths. So I could show this decimal number as 7 tenths, or I could show it as well if I want to show it like my other ones, 100. I will need to move my decimal point twice, 1 and 2. So I will get 70. So that's the same as if I have 0.7 tenths, now 0 hundredths. So I will get 70 hundredths. Okay, so that was your do it. Today is going to be pretty similar, quite quick, quite easy. We are going to be looking at what happens if I'm turning decimal numbers to fractions, but they are decimal numbers with 3 decimal places. Really simple, it's basically the same, but it changed what I need to be dividing it by. So let's going to start, for example, with 0.321. So let's going to see the values first. I have my ones, decimal point, I have my tenths, I have my hundredths, and even smaller I have my thousands. Well done. So I have 1, 2 and 3 decimal places. That means that I'm going to be dividing, that straight line is awful, Miss Lopez. That means that I'm going to be dividing my number by 1, 2 and 3. So you're going to have 3 zeros. What number has 3 zeros? 1,000. And let's going to see why. Let's going to read this number, shall we? 0.321 thousandths. So I will get 321 thousandths. Now, what's happened is that it needs to be by 1,000 because my decimal point needs to move 3 times. It needs to move once, twice, and 3 times. So I could have 321. Okay? Can you see how if I divide it by 10, I will get 3.21 tenths, which we said that, yeah, you can have a decimal number on your numerator, but we are going to avoid it by dividing it by the correct number. And because it has 3 decimal places, I need to divide by 3. A number with 3 zeros, which it is my 1,000. If I divide it by 100, can you see how it will go 1 and 2, and it will be 300. It will be 32.1 out of 100. Okay, hundredths. So I do need to divide it by 1000. So I have 1, 2 and 3, and then I can get 321 thousandths. Okay, really easy, isn't it? So let's going to just now read, let's going to just try to do some together. Let's going to start with 0.105, and let's going to do as well 0.036. Okay, if I read this first number, I have 0.105 thousandths. That means that I have 3 decimal places, then I need 3 zeros out of 1000, and then I get 105 thousandths. I know that is 105, but it's not hundreds because that's my tenths, that's my hundredths, that's my thousandths. So 105 thousandths. What about my next one? Which my zero has gone a little bit high, hasn't it? What about my next one? 0.36. 36 what? What is my value there? Thousands. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, 3 decimal places, and then I have 0.36 what? Thousandths. Okay? Easy? Really simple, isn't it? So it's all about 3 decimal places. My fraction is going to be shown as thousandths. So let's going to see if you can do these ones for me. And then you're ready to do your work. Let's going to see if you can do. Let's going to go for 0.206 thousandths, 0.007 thousandths, 0.058 thousandths, and I'm going to just make there a little, keep an eye on 0.900. Have a go at them and then play it again when you're ready to correct it, guys. So we are seeing turning decimal numbers with 3 decimal places into a fraction. So because it's a 3 decimal places, I'm going to have 3 zeros, and that's going to be my thousandths. Let's going to just read it. 0.206 what? Thousandths. So 206 thousandths. 0.7 thousandths again, out of 1000, and we have 7 thousandths. Next one, 58 thousandths. Okay, because I have 1, 2, and 3, it's come 3 times bigger. And my last one, what can you see there? Okay, you can see 9 thousandths. Oopsie, sorry. Not that, sorry. You can see 900 thousandths if we read it. 900 thousandths. But then we said that that's the same as this. So if I do it only that 0 on my right, that means nothing. So if I read 90 what? It could be 90, that's right, as my tenths, hundredths. I could have 90 hundredths, or I could have what? I don't need to get that 0, I can get rid of that 0. I will get 0.9. What is that? Read that number for me. 0.9 tenths. Okay, so that's basically what you can do when you get a number that, yeah, it is 3 decimal places, but I could easily take away that 0 and turn it into a 2 decimal places, and that 0 there does mean nothing, so I could have 0.9. Okay? So that's your work today, guys. Have a go at it, and we will correct it tomorrow. It's quite simple, so I don't think that you will be struggling, but if you need help, just let me know. Alright, adios!